Hello and welcome back. I've got a little bit of a suburban train going on over there, just coming through the tunnel. And that lovely little 3F tender loco there, it's R.56 I think. Can't remember the years of production, I think 1958 onwards. This one's got the Mark II style couplings. We did see it a couple of videos ago. But I've just got that running around the inside line there. There's been the odd modification here and there to the railway since the last video. I think we're 16th of December today. You can see I've done a little bit of work on the return loop up there and some extra Series 3 track coming in there. We've lost the train, look. Let's give that one more run round and we'll bring that to a stop. Let's get a little bit further over here. It's a little bit clattery over that new point I put in the corner there. But it is just a bit of experimentation. Some of this track work works and some's at the end of its life. Let's just bring that to a stop there. There we go. So I've got some sidewalls here just waiting to go in. So I've prepared this extra track. I think we were having a look at some of this, the DMU running up here. So I've got that running a bit longer. All that track's prepared and it's all nicely finished. And doing sort of what it's supposed to do, transferring electricity. So that's coming along. Again, this has turned out to be a much slower progress than I'd thought. And I have changed one of the piers, that I've made here. Let me put this controller down there. So this one, I don't know whether we can see there. Let's get the other side of it. So, okay. Can we get in there? There, that one. I've just redesigned that one so it's slimmer than the following ones, because as the locomotives come around there, the Duchess occasionally clip that. So that solved that problem. I think I took about 3 or 4 millimeters off it. So that makes quite a difference to that one. So because I've got that part, I can use it elsewhere. But as the elevated section is growing down there, I'm beginning to think about what I'm going to do with it when we get down there. As you can see, I've got the extra wide sort of span there sitting over those old TC coaches. So there is a sort of, I don't know quite what I'm going to do, but it's very tempting to bring it on down there, the Series 3. But we'll see how we go with it. It's ever changing. So I did talk about the turntable, getting that out. And if you have a look at the insert picture there, you can see the wonderful box and the old newspaper it was packed up in. But if you want to see that turntable in much more detail, there is a much older video showing it all dismantled and everything and running, but it'll be some time before that's actually operational. I think I will try and get it in, and you can see some of the track work over there that's gone in. Another loop from, not a loop, another join up between inside and outside, but perhaps we'll have a closer look at that when we get on the other side. And also, I couldn't resist changing that reversing loop or return loop there, so now I can approach from both directions, and it's more flexible than it was. It seemed daft not to, so that's eaten up quite a lot of time this week. So it is just a little bit of an update, but we'll have a look at this great Baltic tank type locomotive in a second. Let's have a look down here, tripping over the cable. I don't think I've done any more fiddling on this side. I think this is all exactly as we left it last time. So you get bogged down in a project of doing one thing and you end up getting, just waylaid and things. That lot over there took way more time than I was anticipating in the last week. So I'm still printing more legs for more elevated sections when I've got the time to do so. So that's all coming along quite nicely. So let's just have a look at this Baltic tank. So I have shown one of these on the channel before. Two of these I think I have. I do have a maroon one. I've shown it quite some time ago. Sorry, I'm just putting a pad down there. This is an acetate one. I've got this about, I don't know, it was about 6 months ago. And I haven't really run it. It does run. It just needs a little bit of attention. You can see it's got quite a bend in that roof, hasn't it? So it doesn't have metal safety valves, it's got plastic ones. Can we see in there? Decal's pretty much in shape. I think that's just painted in red there. And you've got the old lamp on the back there, great big coal bunker. I'm going to pop that down and get a different grip on it so we can have a bit of a look at it. I have to excuse the noises in the background, there's still people working on the building next door, so occasional crashes and bangs. So yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm not sure whether they're original lamps or whether they've been replaced at some point. They are quite vulnerable parts. Let's pop that down again. There we go, and we'll look down the other side. It has a wonderful sort of bluish tinge to it, this acetate. So again, it's better not to clean these things too much. So this is pretty much as it came to me. Have a look on the inside there. Let's see if we can pop that down. And we've got Triang's name there, and that is R.56 put upside down just in the corner there. We'll turn it around and we'll have a look at the other side. So you can see splatter from the motor there, but I think I'm just going to probably leave that alone. Let's turn that around again. Let's pick that up the other side and turn that over. So I have taken a tiniest bit off the chassis to try and relieve it because it's very, very tight, and there's a sort of a bend in that foot plate there, just to try and preserve it. I was sort of torn between leaving it original or letting it continue to shift and possibly crack. So I've decided to take a little bit off the chassis, off the metal chassis there. So there we go, R.56. Again, I've got filthy hands because I've been working with track all week. So yeah, let's pop that down into safety. Let's put that over there. Oh, we might as well have a look at the box. So part of its packaging's there. It's got an internal packing block at one end. You can see it's definitely worn away a little bit. Well, we got R.56 front, so it's missing the back packing block. I do have a other bit of tissue and stuff in there, but I've taken it out just to show the packaging. So yeah, what's that stamp on the bottom there? Let's have a look at that. Is that A.G. Cooper? I can't quite read that there. Does it say Maidenhead? Tel 64? Could it be a telephone number of just 64 perhaps? So I'll see if I can have a look on the internet and see if we can find that, see if there's any information on that store. So there's the box. R.56 464 Tank Loco TC series. They are quite lovely, these boxes. I know boxes aren't everybody's cup of tea, but it is quite nice to see them. And there's plenty of sellotape being on there. Let's pop that down there. So I'm just going to give this model a little bit of a light clean, not the bodywork, but the chassis and the wheels here. So just a light clean over. I think that's the front bogie off the TC Pacific, the slightly later version perhaps, when it lost its cowcatcher. I think that's the same unit. I'm not sure whether this bit is the same though, but I'm sure somebody will know whether it's the same piece or not. So there is the chassis, lovely thing. You can see the wheels just need a little bit of a clean up, and I'm thinking that the motor might need a little bit of a remag. I should be able to pick the model up, the chassis up off the screwdriver there. So I think the magnet needs a little bit of a go in the magnetizer. But apart from that, I think that's in pretty nice shape. Let's have a look at the underside of it there. Let's see if we can get that into the light a bit more. See, it's a lovely thing. Let's just pop that down there. Yeah, so all I've done is gently run a file on these two ends here to take it down in length, and that just lets it sit in the body without too much pressure on that acetate body. Just hopefully it'll last a few more years, and maybe somebody else will be able to enjoy it too in the future. But I'll go ahead and get that remagnetized, give the wheels a bit of a clean up, and we'll get it on the railway and see if she'll pull this short, no, it's not a short rake, I suppose it's quite a long rake of these, because these are heavy old things, these early TC coaches. So I think we'll probably have a look over these when we get on the other side, but I think which one, the passenger coach and the Vista Dome. I think they came along in 1954. Let me see if I can turn this around a bit. Sorry about that, I was just trying to rotate the gimbal so we could have a bit more of a look at these coaches, and I pressed something and the whole thing went haywire. So that's the passenger coach, that's R.24. I think that came along in 1954. And again, they got a red stripe later on, and we've seen some of those sitting on the railway. Actually, they are still sitting on the railway over there. So that's the slightly later version, same moulding but with a red window stripe. And here we've got the baggage car here, lovely looking thing. That's R130. That came along in 1957, also available till 61 when the Series 2 TC coaches came along. We might as well just roll these further along whilst we're having a look at it. There's the Vista Dome. Again, that wasn't the earlier one. That came along in 1954. That's R25. Lovely things, those. These must have looked so impressive at the time when these came along. And here we've got the lovely observation car. So we've got that great canopy on the back there, glass canopy. And that was R125. Again, that didn't come along till 1957. See the striations in the plastic there. But I'll go ahead and get that chassis sorted out, and then we'll see how we do with this. So I've got the wheels cleaned and the magnet reconditioned in the magnetizer, and it's a much better prospect now. So look at that, I can pick that right up there, as before it was just sliding right off before we got anywhere up there. So that really is going to be a huge benefit to the motor. In fact, I can't pull that off there now, so we'll get the bogies back on there and we'll get that on the rails. So we'll just move these coaches back and we'll get the chassis on the rails before we get the body back on. We'll have a quick look at it. So that only just sort of clears there, so that's one of the reasons I've stood that there. I think that's going to need to move across a little bit more. Let's have a look. Yeah, that is quite close, isn't it? But these are probably some of the longer coaches, so I think we've still got good clearance there. Maybe we'll have to pay more attention to that. But yeah, it's tempting to take the Series 3 down there elevated, but I think it's going to eat up a bit of time. So we've got the chassis here all back together, bogies back on both ends of it, so we'll just pick that up and we'll see if we can get that on the track one-handed. There we go, try and keep track of this. So I'm now looking at the chassis rather than the camera and guessing where I'm pointing the camera. So there we go, I think we're all on there. We're all on the front. Let's just have a quick look down there. I think we're all on. So let me reach down here and grab the controls and see if we can give that a little power. Let's see how she does with that. Lovely thing, isn't it? So let's just roll the other side of the station. Perhaps we'll get down a little bit lower. We've got less obstructions. No, there's still obstructions here. But I think you get the general idea. It's a lovely, smooth, solid motor. Let's give that some power the other direction. Yeah, there's another obstruction. Let's grab these coaches and see how she does. And that is just a beautiful feel on the controller. I think these older models have such a lovely feel about them, so lovely and solid. So let's see if she'll pull these. And there she goes. Will all the coaches stay coupled? No, there we go. I'm just going to rotate the camera because that's getting very heavy back there. So let's come back and see if we can get these. Just reach over and see if we've got that. I think we've got that. think when she negotiates the points, they might all come uncoupled again. Let's keep an eye on that. Excuse the mess on the floor. I think that's pretty good. There we go. Escaped again. Let's see if we can gently back that up and pick that up again. There we have it. And we'll just bring that alongside the platform. There we go. So what I'll do is I'll get the body back on there and we'll jump the other side, but first I think we'll just give that full power all in one go and see what happens to the see if we get a little wheel slip there. That's fairly impressive. I'm not going to do that backwards because we're just asking for trouble there, is it? Yeah, it didn't want to move off backwards after that sudden spurt forwards. Let's give that one more go. Let me tighten the camera up a little bit. Definitely delving into the area of being reckless here now. So let's give that a bit more. And then backwards. Yeah, so she's got a little bit of oomph available should you need it, but they are quite a heavy rake of coaches, these old first series silver. There she is, body all back on, ready to go from the station. Let's give that a bit of power and see if we can just follow that around the once, and then we'll have a quick look at what's been going on with the track work. Let's see if we can go elevated here. And then just drop that back down again, take a bit of speed off as we come through the station. And there we go, we've separated from the coaches again. That wasn't why I wanted to take the speed off. I was frightened of bashing into the station platforms, just in case something's cracked. The things on this railway do creep. Nothing's sort of pinned or encouraged to stay down. Track work does shift, especially the amount of moving of track I've done. If you look at that lot there has been quite a lot going on in the last week or so, as I pointed out earlier. Let's see if we can just get that once more around. Let's make it go the other way. Let's see how low we can keep that. Yeah, it must be automatic uncoupling as we come through the station there. So let's just gently move that forward again. Got to be careful I don't bash into the other things standing on the railway here. There we go. I think we'll just draw that into the station. Roughly where we started. I'm going to rotate the camera now because that's getting very heavy like that. So let's have a quick glance. I think I pointed out I had some sidewalls waiting to go onto that elevated track there. Although they are a bit dirty, they haven't been cleaned yet, so I need to get those in the sink. One of them is very, very yellow, but has got some missing tabs. But they're still sort of hang in place. And we said we had the turntable there. And I'll leave the link to the earlier video. You can see this in action. It's going to be a while before I get that plumbed in. I got it out for sizing, really. So yeah, that'll be quite interesting. I haven't quite worked out where we're going to put that. So we've got some points. Some of these points they've got electric motors on them. These are a slightly earlier variant. Let's have a look at the two variations. So unlike the Super 4 points, the point motors, which could be used on left or right-handed points, these are handed. So you get a right-handed point and a left-handed point motor. So, but there are two slightly different variations. So I believe that's the earlier variation of the point motor. the numbers of these point motors escape me at the moment, although I do have one in a bag here. I can't quite get that one out of the bag. I should have taken that out first. It's only in the bag because the end of the box is missing. Let's just shake that one out. So, which one is that? I don't think we can actually read what's on the end there. I can't read that at all. Solenoid assembly. I don't think that's the correct box. I think that's a box for something else. I think that might be a box for a solenoid assembly, which would have gone in the earlier standard type points, the grey track ones. But anyway, so that looks like a point for a right-handed point. So great big things. Look at that. They make a really nice snap when they go. Let's see if we've got any writing on the bottom here. So what have we got there? I can't quite read that. So I'll put that in the corner of the screen. I'm struggling to get enough focus on the back of the camera while I'm looking at it here. It's terribly small, but I'll put that across the bottom of the screen there, and I think we've probably got made or built in Britain at the bottom there. See if we can get you some focus in there. So yeah, great big things. So it'd be nice to get these all sort of connected up at some point to some degree. So again, that's a slightly different design, the earlier one there. So let's see where the terminals would go in there. I did have these on a very old layout. Some of the very first videos I've got on the tiny little board with a couple of circuits. I think one of Series 3 and Super 4. And I did have these points. I had these for quite some time. So yeah, we'll try and employ these as time moves on. And I think I showed a couple of videos, but I have got some electrically operated points for the 3-rail as well. So I think that would be quite a nice addition to get those, especially to reach and make use of that one over there in the corner. So it's hiding behind the tunnel. Let's get the Duchess out. Let's see if we can bring it around the loop there. And let's grab the correct controller here. So let's bring her forward. Quite a clatter. There we go. Something went clunk in the background over there, looking suspiciously over there if something left the line or not, or whether the points weren't quite right. So if I now throw that one, ideally she'll roll around there and we can get her turned facing the other way altogether. So let's make that go backwards now. I apologise if I get this wrong. It's only been in a couple of days. There we go. Now I wonder if I can reach over and if I can get this point over here. So yeah, need a stick to do that with, I think. So let's actually, I'm in a dead spot there if I don't open this one up again. Let's give that a bit of power now. And off she goes. So, just another option. So, let's just back that up to the station. I've just remembered I've got that set of points set in the wrong direction. So if I put isolating tabs in all the places, we could prevent accidents. But putting isolating tabs everywhere also brings along problems of its own. So let's just do that, just for fun. Let's give that a little bit of power now. And then we'll just bring that to a stop there. So I have another point through here, and I think we had a look at this last week. we've got this line here which runs all the way through. So let's just check which way we're set. Let's set that the other way. Let's set these as well. So at the moment I'm struggling keeping track of the changes. When you're setting these things up, it all makes sense at the time. There we go. And we got another one just there. So let's get that one and then we'll bring that along. And we're back at the loop. So let's open it. And we'll open this one again. And let's see if it'll run. And then we'll just stop that one there. Excuse me talking to myself while I'm reminding myself what to do here. And then we'll just go for that one as well. I think that's probably about it this week. Let's get that back underway again. And I think what we'll do, we'll just run that into the station just to finish off with there. There we go. Just bring that to a stop there, and I think we'll just grab the controller on the Baltic tank and we'll just give that a little bit of a run. So we'll just keep an eye on it. Just calm that down a little bit, I think. And see if we can get the 3F tank loco underway as well. I think if we just wait there with it, then we'll get the 3F in as well. There we go, we've lost it. And off we go again. And hear that 3F in the background there. Let's just make that wait there for the 3F. Let's see if we can just get that one more time around. 3F's warming up a little bit now. Doing pretty good so far. Let's wait for the 3F, and I'm going to calm the 3F down a little bit. There we go. It's definitely picked up a bit of pace since we switched it on. But again, thanks again for watching. It's hugely appreciated. If you look back again next time, we'll see what sort of progress I made with the track work, and we'll try and get something else interesting to have a look at. Goodbye now.